Here's a quick intro to Liquitext. Liquitext is designed to slip into your workflow easily as an improved PDF reader, but then be able to scale up to advanced document analysis tasks, so you can use it for reading one PDF all the way to managing an entire case. But today we'll do an introductory demo of reviewing a piece of medical malpractice case law. First, this is the Liquitext home screen. I'm doing this demo on my iPad, but Liquitext works about the same on your PC and Mac as well. Now, each of these tiles is a project. A project can be a single PDF with some highlights, all the way to tens of thousands of PDFs and thousands of pages of notes. You create a new project in Liquitext just by opening a document. You can open from various sources, including the local file system, integrations like iManage, or you can also import a web page as a PDF as well. But today, I'll just bring up the Files app here, and we can drag and drop files right in. I can drag several files in to create a project with several documents. But for this demo, we'll keep it simple, and I'll just drag in the one case law document. This is the Liquitext editor. On the left is the document sidebar. It lists all the documents in this project. See, this project only has one document so far. We can add more later. Note that I can minimize or expand the document sidebar whenever I like. In the middle is the document view, and to the right is the workspace, where I can take notes and build arguments. But let's just focus on reading the PDF for a moment. We'll come back to the workspace later. When you first open a PDF, you may want to start by OCRing it or rotating pages, especially for scanned documents. You can get to those by clicking the three dots next to the document in the sidebar. Now let's start reading. Here's a list of appellants and respondents. I'm going to want to be able to come back here easily, so I can just add a bookmark. You see, I select the text, click bookmark, and now we have a little icon. To come back later, if the document sidebar is expanded, I can just click on Outline. If it's minimized, I can click the Outline button here. On the next page, this section has similar facts to our own case, so I want to indicate that. I could use a highlight, but I don't want to forget what it means later. Instead, I'll use a tag. So again, I select the text and click the Tags button and click to add my first tag. I'll name the tag Similar Facts, make it yellow, and add it. And you see, it added the tag. Now, this section over here has some major distinguishing factors. I know the other side will hang on these, so I need to be aware. So I'll select the text and add a new tag, Distinguishing, and I'll make it red. Now, as I read, I can tag the text with these or any other tags I need easily. Now I see a bit of helpful wording, so if I'm using a touch device, I can select pen mode and use my pen to mark up the document, just as you'd expect. But if I want more structure, I can create normal PDF comments. Here's a useful liability test the court applies. So I'll select the text and click the comment button and type useful liability test. But if you need to make a lot of comments, there's actually a faster way. This paragraph includes a broad interpretation of a statute that may be useful. So I'll select it, and then I won't click comment. Instead, I'll just start typing useful interpretation. And you see it brings up a context-sensitive dialog box with the option to create a comment from this text. To accept, just press enter, and it adds the comment. I also see they keep referring to the aftermath of a medical accident, but they don't clearly explain what they mean, so let's search the document to find out. I can search the document, of course, by clicking on the search button, but I can also just start typing. It brings up a context-sensitive dialog box, and the first option is to do a search. I'll press enter to accept. Now I can pinch to bring all the search results together with as much or as little context as I need, and I can even zoom in on each one to see it in context. It's an incredibly powerful interaction for seeing your search results with as much of the surrounding context as you need. Now let's continue. I think this paragraph narrows the scope of a legal test from a couple pages back. How can I compare them? Well, I can just pinch the pages together to bring them side by side. Now that I see them together, I want to capture this connection. So I'll write narrows, scope, and I'll draw a line from one page directly to the other page. And look at that. Liquitext creates an ink link, a living line connecting the pages together. This is a real hyperlink too, so if I unpinch it and click one end of the link, it brings back that other page again. See, Liquitext is great at helping you capture the connections that you discover in your document or documents. Now I want to see an overview of my thoughts so far, so I'll turn on Highlight View. And now when I pinch the document, all of my highlights, tags, and comments come together. Now I can quickly navigate through the most important parts of the document. Up to now, we've just been using Liquitext as a sort of PDF reader with superpowers. But now I want to write up my big picture points to incorporate into my case strategy, so we'll use the workspace. I see we have several useful ideas in this ruling, so I'll make a text box and write a note. I go over here, click text box, and now I can add it to the workspace, and I'll write several useful arguments. Now I'm going to pull out the comments for the most compelling points and attach them to the text box in the workspace. See what Liquitext lets you do. You can make comments on the document as you go, but later aggregate them together and organize them in your overall notes in the workspace. And the great thing is, these comments that you've pulled away from the document continue to point to their original sources. So you can always tap their link button to get right back to their context. Now you'll recall there were several distinguishing factors I tagged earlier. I want to note them as well. So I'll type distinguishing, and it brings up that context-sensitive dialog box, and I'll press return. And it does a search for all the places where I applied that distinguishing tag. And as with any search results, I can pinch to see them all together at once. Now I'll create a new text box and discuss the problem. But I'd like my note here to point to some of these distinguishing factors. So I can just draw a line from the document to my note here and see Liquitext creates an ink link again, now between my document and my notes. So wherever I am, I can click one end of the link and get right back to the source on the other side. Okay, now I want to send this PDF to my associate who will do some more research. So I can go to Send, select PDF, I can include the workspace and set various other options as well, and then send it right off. Congratulations, you've finished the basic intro. When you're ready, you can click the question mark button on the top bar to learn how to work with multiple documents together, look up defined terms, and much more. Thanks so much.